Let's take you to the yesteryears, because that's what it sounds like. It's like
Yeah.
you're from like time ago. It's like you worked with Lebo Mathosa.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know that. Yeah, you worked with her behind the scenes. Tell us about that.
Lebo Mathosa was an amazing artist, man. She used to give a lot of artist pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of well-known artist pressure.
Yeah.
So how I met Lebo was while I was studying, while I was still doing my diploma in jazz and popular music, Shota linked me up with Christos, because Shana was working with Christos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was writing songs with Black Coffee, with Shota, and there's a song that me and Black Coffee did, Happiness. That me and Black Coffee did for the DJs that work for compilation that DJ Christos and Vinny Da Vinci used to release. So in one of the sessions that Lebo Mathosa was having with Christos, she found Christos playing the song.
Okay.
So it so happened that she had an opening at the time for a male backing vocalist. So long story short, DJ Christos gave her my number. She gives me a call on a random Wednesday afternoon. I still remember that day I was in Menlo Park. I just finished doing a musical theater show.
Yeah.
And we were on a break. I'm having my cup of tea. And I get a call. It's like, hey, hi, Gunjani. And very bubbly on the phone, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, Gunjani. No, ngiyaphila sisi Gunjani. No, ukhuluma no Lebo. That Lebo muphi. No, Lebo Mathosa. So as I was saying, I drop the phone. There is no way. There's no way that the biggest artist of that time is calling me.
Yeah.
Intwana Simbalent, like at the time,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know,
thinking,
and personally, mentality, Intwana, Black Langbuya Kwana, there's no way Lebo Mathosa would know me, you know. This is also to qualify the statement that even when I work on milestone projects, it doesn't click.
Yeah.
Clicks way later. The fact that I was working with DJ Christos, the guy that probably a year or 2 years before, I was watching on TV.
For sure.
And I was glued to him, and now all of a sudden, like Angel, and I can go to him anytime, at his place of business, and meet him, and we'd have like a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
And then she calls again, it's like, Chief, don't drop the phone. I heard your vocals. Stories got Christos. I was like, did I just drop the phone on the Lebo Mathosa, But we laughed it off, and then she gave me a job.
Yeah.
That was my first professional job in the music industry.
For sure.
Before then, I was already doing musical theater shows.
Yeah.
And then she roped me in to become a backing vocalist. And then we became family, man, And then I started getting into writing songs for her. She was working on her last album before she passed away.
Yeah.
And then I came in as well to do vocal directing for some of our live shows. And it was a very interesting time because that was the first time, and I actually haven't had a lot of those moments in my entire career.
Yeah.
Where you work with someone who is that serious about their craft. Like Lebo didn't care about fame.
Yeah.
As famous and as big as she was. If Lebo knew that we're going to a festival and there's going to be a Malaika, there's going to be a Bongo Muffin, there's going to be all these big acts.
Yeah.
Lebo would sit there and be like, let's do things differently.
Okay.
Get the dancers. She had a choreographer, something that was not very common at the time. And the dancers that she would get were professional industry dancers, people that went and studied ballet, contemporary dance, and get them together, put together an extravaganza, Chief. And she'd take the booking fee and just spread it among the band, among the dancers, among the choreographer, and then the little for herself.
Yeah.
But because she put an extravaganza, she put a huge performance. Not just huge, but huge and intimidating performance with costume changes, Chief. Lebo would perform and she'd do 3 costume changes in a 45-minute performance.
Okay.
She'd change on the side, like on the side.
Yeah, of course, I get you.
And people, guys would come, then they want to see. She's like, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's performing. And if you are there, you need to understand which is somebody's working. We are So if she's on the side of the stage and she's changing and you happen to see her just string, it's a problem.
She's changing
She's
to work.
changing to work.
Yeah.
You know? And because she was that professional and that focused on a craft, that opened doors for her in corporate performances, opened doors for her to perform, do big live shows outside the country.
Yeah.
In fact, if there's one person that I could say matches the energy Lebo Mathosa of that time, would be Makadza. Makadza is the only artist that I know that gets on stage and puts on a show. Not performing, chief. It's not a let's sing over a backtrack.
Yeah.
It's they rehearsed. There was rehearsal time. There's choreography. You can see the story. It's a storyline. It's not just us doing a dance. It's a story. She's telling a story. Lebo was that.
Yeah.
Lebo would put in a performance and she would tell a story. And that for me was my school. That for me was better than being in an academy of music. That for me was proper in industry training.
Yeah.
And I've cherished that experience, my whole life. She really influenced me a lot.
Yeah. You took all of that experience, and it's interesting that you say that was your school, right? You took it and you became a lecturer.
Yes.
So for a lot of people, that was big news that Zano is now going to teach, whatnot. Because you must remember, we know you as an artist. We don't know all these backstories.
Yeah.
Then we see an article, Zano going to be a lecturer. How did that happen? As we build up to the moment you were blue ticking the poor lady. How did that happen?
First of all, I didn't even know that. Okay, I know that it made it to some article, but
But it was a shock. People are like, okay.
Well, number one,
you must remember, as an artist, the minute you say you're doing something different, it's like segayao. Plenty.
You see, now this is where I value the lessons that my late mother taught me. You know, because you know what my late mother said to me. My late mother passed away on the 2nd of January 2004. A year before she passed away, we were having this conversation. So remember, I'd been volunteering in studios
for
at
sure,
home, right? So I was already getting the experience.
Yeah.
If we were to put it in industry terms. And then I'm an old lady, old lady I can see, okay, she's gravely sick, I'm taking care of her, going to the studio, come back, taking care of my mom. And then we have these conversations like, so with your life. I'm an old lady, I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
But I explained to him, I want to write, I want to create content. I want to be a creator. I don't care much about performing and being at this pub this week and being at that festival the other week. I just want to create content. I've got so much ideas and so much music in me that just needs to come, and I can't control it. I don't know how to control it.
Yeah.
And then my mother said, I will fully support you, but do me one favor. I don't have the money to send you to school, but do everything possible to go to school, to study what you say you want to do.
Yeah.
So she didn't say go study, go be a doctor, and then have something to fall back on. No. She said, if you're going to be in the arts, go study. So now this then brings me back to being a lecturer.
Okay.
Because I didn't wake up and say, I'm gonna live here and go and be a musician.
Yeah.
I studied it. I've worked in the industry. I've got a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And I like to share. So I've always been a teacher. It's just that it was the first time being a teacher formally.
In a formal environment.
I'm always the guy you find amongst a group of creatives talking and finding myself talking about the arts and talking about the music business and talking about craft.
Yeah.
And talking about the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. Because also with a lot of colleges, academies, universities that have courses that have to do with being a musician, and I'm not so clued much about the drama and acting side because I didn't study that. But with the music, most institutions don't prepare you for the current day industry.
Okay.
Because the current day industry is not Charlie Parker. It's not Thelonious Monk. That's why if someone says to me, I want to go and study jazz because I want to be a jazz musician, then I say, then don't go to school because you just want to study. You want to study one genre. But if you say to me, you want to study music so that you can enlarge your vocabulary as a musician, as a creative, then by all means, go to school and study because that's what a music academy is supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But now what you have is a lot of musicians that have been trained to be jazz musicians. And then they come out and then they find people playing what you call triads, 3-note chords. And then here you are with this wealth of massive chords, and then you end up being bitter because no one is appreciating that you come from this complex education system, because now the industry that you are plugged in is an industry that is basic. And this is a lesson that I learned from one of the big American bassists that I met at Joy of Jazz a couple of years ago. And he said, the core purpose of studying music is to learn how to be simple when you create music. Because being complex is the easiest thing to do.
For sure.
But being simple and yet relatable is the hardest thing to do.
Okay. You went to After. You're exposed to a lot of talent as well, including Hlobeautiful.
Yeah.
So why did you blue tick her between the two of us?
No, see, I mean, family. At the time, also, I want to know if people are serious.
Yeah.
Because remember, being an artist, I've met countless artists like, hey, Chief, I want to work. Hey, Grootmani, I got this song, And then you do songs and they end up in people's laptops.
For sure, yeah.
Or you do songs and then family, I did a song with Zano, I did this,
Yeah.
And I just started developing this thing of when I want to see if this person is serious.
Yeah.
And she's one of the very few, who were consistent. And also because I know her from class.
Yeah.
She's always very, very straight with what she does, her approach in life, and just she knows what she wants, And when the right time came, then I opened the door and said, okay, let's work. Because now, also the last thing you want to do is to say to someone, especially people that look up to you, to say, come, let's work, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, she feels like you're wasting, her time, and she could have done this and done that. So I was ready by the time that I decided to answer. And we did an EP. From that we did Lwandle. Now we're working on, other works for her, which is I'm very excited for her career. I'm very excited, for where she's going. And, to be quite honest, as I said, I didn't start in the industry to be an artist.
Yeah.
Like being I need time attention.
Sure.
I'm not I don't like fame. I understand that fame comes as a result of the work that you do. But it's never been something that I chase.
Okay.
That's why you've never come across an article that says Zano's got a scandal.
Yeah.
One radio DJ even told me one day, the reason why we go famous is because how happy when I want a scandal. I'm like, I don't have to have a scandal, Chief.
Sure.
I do this because I love it and it's my calling. This is not, it's not just a career.
Yeah.
It's a calling, and I've really seen God work wonders in my life in this career. The fact that I'm able to wake up every morning from 2005 until 2021 and just make music for a living, pay my rent, pay my bond, pay my car, take my kids to school, make sure whatever the kids want to eat, they can eat, provide shelter for my family. The fact that I'm able to do that is success for me.
Yeah.
Success is not having R1 million in your account. Success is when you are able to wake up in the morning and your passion is profitable.
Yeah.
That is success.
Hang out with Zano and Hlobeautiful After. Didn't it make things awkward for you seeing him in class and he's not responding to your WhatsApps?
So I was doing honors the year he was blue ticking me. There was no ways he was gonna blue tick me
while you're in class, right?
No, never. So he was lucky. Like I could just see him on campus walking very fast.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop him.
Fast,
I couldn't stop him. That's the only way he could blue tick me. So by then I was doing post grad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was lucky.
Okay. There's this concept of gatekeepers.
Yes.
Right. You had it in your era. It's still happening today. Did you at any point feel like he's the one who can open doors for me and he knows my capabilities, but he's not responding?
Actually, I didn't have time to think about that because for me, I think in my context, you never think of your lecturer as a gatekeeper, you probably think of DJ Keyez on Kaya FM as the gatekeeper. You know.
Oh, that's interesting.
So-
like, whoa.
Yeah, because we don't
Okay.
know that it's not DJ Keyez who actually accepts the songs.
Okay,
We
I see,
think
I see
if
what you
I
mean. Okay,
meet
I see
this
what you
DJ
Yeah, I
at
see
a
what you
restaurant
mean.
somewhere,
And I
I give him
say-
my CD.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna hear my song.
Okay.
play.
If it doesn't play, I'm the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I
Makes
gave
sense.
him my CD and
Makes
he's not
sense.
playing
Okay,
it.
makes sense. Okay.
So yeah, actually, that's an interesting angle. I'm so glad I didn't see it that way because I'd probably been bitter and stopped
Texting.
her. Yeah,
You know.
But
Yeah,
also,
I
can I
didn't see it
come in
that
there?
way.
There's a grave mistake, you know, that a lot of young artists do,
Yeah.
where they want to approach an artist. And they see you on TV. They,
For sure, yeah,
they
yeah.
hear you on Kaya FM.
Yeah.
You know, they hear your song on the top 30, and then they think you are the one who
Yeah.
is capable to put them where they want to be.
Oh, I guess what you mean. Yeah.
So people don't understand that as an artist, you know, I'm an independent artist. I don't have any major label backing. So whatever finances I have, they go to developing my business.
For sure.
They go to developing my brand.
Yeah.
You know, now going to develop another brand. And also, generally, artists are signed by record companies. So a lot of young artists who are trying to break in the industry, they don't go to record companies. They want to go to artists. Then the next thing you hear people saying, bantu yasivalela."
Yeah.
Abantu banenkinga zabo, chief.
I
You know?
tried to get in.
People have got their own problem. And also sometimes you might think a person has reached the pinnacle
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
their career. Where? Now, because you're looking from outside.
Outside. Yeah.
But to them, they're like, yo, I haven't done anything, you know. Because just because I appear on TV doesn't mean you got money in your bank account.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can appear on TV and then you can't buy a loaf of bread. You know, some of us have been there many moons ago.
Yeah.
So I know how that experience is.
Yeah.
You know. So hey, I wanted this thing with young Valela. Gatekeepers are there, not so much now.
Yeah, no.
Now there's the internet.
Yeah, now it's
if young
impossible.
Valela,
Now, yeah.
it's easy for me to
Make that thing trend. You good.
you know, make that thing trend, go viral, use ongdala. No, you
For sure,
announce
you
my
wanna
song.
play, yeah. Talking about songs, you said there was a song that you recorded that you made him listen to, and obviously the beat belonged to After, but you wanted to. What song is that?
It's called Nzakuranza. It's on my EP.
The first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about now re-recording it and all of that.
So he, even though Zano was our songwriting lecturer, I feel like he was all about music business. Like, I mean, he'd do songwriting, but the rest of the lecture was about music business. So when we went to go record the song, now I was coming to him with that music business mentality that he had taught me. That there's no ways I'm going to let FDA profit off of my work. I gave them too much money in the 4 years that I was there. So can we please change it?
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't happy with the way that it was recorded at AFDA because to make things fair, they had to give us all the same producer. And he had to produce like 18 students' work in like 2 months, which is a lot. So he was just doing it to get it out of the way so I could graduate. So I needed it to be given time, and I felt at the time that Zano understood the sound that I wanted for that song because I did not get the sound that I wanted. So I didn't even have to give him references or ideas. Like, I just showed up at his place and he started playing me like different versions of what he had come up with, and I was like, wow. And actually, I don't know if you remember, but my words were, this sounds like a Lebo Mathosa song.
Okay.
And this is before I knew that he actually had a relationship with her like prior. So like when we started talking, and it's like, yeah, you know, I used to do backing vocals for Lebo Mathosa. I was like, oh, my song makes sense now. I see where the inspo came from. Okay. Yeah. So that was the process. And I remember walking into the studio that you had set up and seeing that what do we call it? Is it a plaque? A plaque. The Ricky Rick Sondela plaque. There, I was like, do I still want to do this recording thing. Like, we in serious territory now. Yo, maybe I
Yeah.
came in too quickly. Like, maybe this is why I was blue ticking me, you know? Like,
You
maybe,
were just not ready,
maybe I don't have the capacity for this thing. But I was like, no, never. See, where I come from, you will qualify on the job.
Just get in there. Yeah, just get in there. All right. And then obviously the EP went out. There's a song called what's that song gonna?
Don't talk about it.
And Kokwani's song.
Yes,
I'm more interested.
Kokwani's melody.
Kokwani's melody. That's the
Yes.
one I'm
Special
more
song.
interested in. You even shot a video for that one.
It's a song close to my heart.
Yeah.
So it's a dedication to my grandmother, my mom's mom.
Yeah.
So like I said, my formative years were in the village, and I always tell people that when I become a grandmother, I hope to be even half of what she was. She was
Okay.
so nurturing. Oh, my grandmother
Yeah.
was the best. When I miss her now, I even like cook some of the stuff that she used to cook us back then just to feel close to her. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. So I lost her in 2016. She was old. So, but your loved ones never really leave you. They just leave their earthly bodies, but they're always there with you. And out of all the family members I've lost, I feel closest to. I even have like tears in my eyes now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, Kokwani.
Yeah. So
What's the song about? What do you say in the song?
Oh, okay. So the chorus is actually a nursery rhyme, a Tsonga nursery rhyme, and she actually taught my cousins and I that nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Like most African nursery rhymes, we don't really know what it means. We just sing it because some of those words you're like, I've never heard anyone use this Tsonga word. Is it even Tsonga? But let's go. She taught it to us. So that's what the chorus is. And the reason
How teach us, Pela? I thought
Oh!
you'll throw it in there at some point.
Okay. So at least the first part makes sense.
Yeah.
So Tingwe is one. Tingwe timbiri ta maveleng. So 1, 2. I don't know what mavelenga is or who that is.
Okay.
But we are singing it there.
Yeah.
So how we used to play it is you'd sit on the floor and lay out your feet. Then my grandmother would start by saying balele mbalele mbalele. So how do you guys do tinganekwan? Like, how do you start it?
Kwasuka-sukela.
Okay.
Kwasuka-sukela.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see it in that light, the mbalele mbalele part.
Yeah.
And then so she starts singing while tapping each leg, and then when she finishes singing the song on that leg, you the one who's out.
Okay.
So, and that's why it was important for the music video to show that at the beginning. That's how we used to bond with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proud moment, that music video of yours, eh?
It was.
Yeah?
It really was.
How did that happen? Did he have anything to do with it, or it was all you?
So the joy of going to an art school is that you get to meet creatives, because AVDA is music, acting, television, and film.
Yeah.
So I met Tepang in first year, and I told him in first year already that you're going to shoot my stuff.
Okay.
He thought I was joking, but I don't
And
joke.
also there, it's first year.
No, I think I'm great at spotting talent. Hey, like one of these days, I think I'm just gonna start a talent spotting situation there. But that's for another decade. I'm good at spotting talent, and I like people who like to work, who are not there to play around. And he was one of those people. He was very talented, but he was also dedicated to his craft. He always wanted to do better. So I said, you are going to shoot my stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, 2019, I called him. I'm like, okay, so I have songs out now. I have an EP out. Remember I said you're going to shoot my stuff? He said, I'm like, this is the time. Let's go. So initially we wanted to shoot it at home at my grandmother's place. But it was, I forgot what level of lockdown we were in, so we couldn't leave Gauteng.
Yes.
So we had to improvise. So there's this place next to Soshangube. That's where actually Mafigi Zolo shot that music video. I forgot the title of the song, but Jabulile, yeah, where they have that Ndebele house. So they have like a village set up. You just choose which house you want to use.
Yeah.
So that's where we actually shot it, and we got some of the community members to be a part of it. So if you book that place, the deal is you actually have to then use the people
that are there.
Yeah, you can't just come in with your own things.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, do you have Shitsonga attire? They were like, we've got bring it together, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's how we shot the music video, and we shot it in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then Lwandle happened. You guys said there's interesting stories about how it was shot, there's videos and all of that. Let's get into the production of that hit.
Yeah, Lwandle. So Lwandle, like most other songs that I've ever done that have had the privilege of getting airplay. And I wish there was a better way of saying how I make music, but there isn't, except to say the song just it just drops in my spirit.
He sits in a corner in his house.
Yeah.
He puts on his headphones while his kids are playing around, and then he sits like this the whole time.
Yeah.
And then every now and then you'll hear,
yeah.
Then you know a hit is coming.
Yeah, it just comes. And the funny thing is, when it comes as a full-on song.
Oh, okay.
And then I think then this is where my training comes in. Then I'm able to then take and interpret the message, the musical message that I got.
Yeah.
And put it down now, create the drum pattern, play the keys, put a bass line.
Yeah.
Put synth sounds, so it came as it is. We did it. She came to my place. We recorded it. Her vocals were crisp. It just came out amazing.
Yeah.
I hooked up with a good friend of mine, Obakeng Makakula, who lives in Pretoria West. We know each other from church, and he came in, and I was like, Ndwana, I need synth because he's heavy with the synths, and then took the song, put the synths for me, and when I heard the final product, I said, this is the one, but for me, it's always the same. A song drops in my spirit. I'm not the kind of artist who's gonna say, I'm gonna wake up 6:16, have breakfast, take my kids to school, then come back, and I'm just gonna play with random beats. I don't play with random beats. I preserve my energy. I don't do 20 beats a day.
For sure, yeah.
There's those kinds of 20 beats a day. Like by end of the week, got 100 beats.
Yeah.
Incomplete, but 100 beats.
They're there. Yeah.
For me, it's a song.
Yeah.
It comes as a message.
Yeah.
That's why I say there's no better way of putting it. It comes as a message. It drops in my spirit exactly the way it is. And I've learned over the years that when you get a message like that from spirit, you deliver it exactly the way that you heard it. You don't embellish it. You don't add another thing, because it comes as is. No Lie was the same thing with the layabouts.
Yeah.
Someday with Black Coffee was exactly the same thing. Oceans Apart with T-Way was the same thing. Sondela with Ricky Rig was the same. It just dropped in my, and I never have to force. Once ngaqala ngafoster, I take my kids to go buy ice cream. We go to the park. There's a nice park there. Cook for my kids. We sit, we chat, and then 1, 2 in the morning, I'm like, hey, now I have to go. Then I go.
Yeah.
Then I go back to sleep in the morning. I revisit it.
Yeah. Quick one. What's the message on Lwandle?
Lwandle is about long distance relationships, and it's really, I'm a firm believer in love. I know that right now we live in an era where, hey, black women this, black men that, we are all fighting each other. The man is like, hey, I'm here. The woman is like, also, hey, also me, also I'm here. And I'm a firm believer in love, and in especially black unity when it comes to love. I'm a firm believer in family. In the family structure, I grew up in a home where my mom and my dad had their problems, but they stuck it out, And Lwandle speaks about these two lovely people who live on two ends of the ocean.
Yeah.
One is on the east, one is on the west. They love each other, they're loyal to each other, and all they long for is for Lwandle livuleke, so that bawele and go to to their loved one. The message is that simple.
Straightforward. It's currently number 1 on the ultimate Kaya959 top 30. Now, to wrap it up, you guys are obviously working on music. It's not a lot because you don't do 20 beats a day. But Hlobeautiful, what can we expect from you going forward?
It is a lot.
Yeah.
We've been recording since, was it February when we started? Yeah, no.
Chopping and changing.
Yeah, it's looking like an album right now. But we will make it an EP. We have the great task of having to select what goes into the EP.
Okay.
So we are looking into releasing an EP early next year. But we want to close off the year with releasing All Seasons and its music video.
Okay.
Yes.
Your side?
On my side, I'm currently finishing my soul and R&B EP.
Oh, nice.
Dropping the 28th of January. I got the dates steady. Dropping the 28th of January.
Okay.
I'm so happy that I can, guys, that's being independent. You can actually say, this is the date. Yeah. So 28th January. Lwandle is the first single from that EP.
The EP, yeah.
It should be like 6 to 8 songs.
Okay.
We'll see, but it's gonna be beautiful songs, because right now at my age, I just want to do music that I love.
Yeah.
And I want to do music that touches my heart, and
Yeah.
music that would touch the souls and the hearts of others. You
Yeah.
know? Hence, I'm going the exact opposite direction to what I've been doing, which is like soulful house music.
Yeah, a beat and all
I
that.
just want to sing, man. I want to sing the messages that I get, the musical messages I get. I just want to interpret them and just give them to the people the way that I hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's coming out.
Do you think Lwandle will make it to 3 weeks on top?
I think so. It's all up to the people, So
Yeah, because our chat people vote, by
Yeah.
the way. We put it out there for people to vote for the songs.
Thank you
that
for
just makes the
voting.
picture sweeter, man. The fact that you didn't have to play gimmicks
No
and
payola,
push.
nothing.
There's no brown envelope, Chief. There's no brown envelope. The fact that somebody took their time to vote, for a song because they love it, because it touches them. That, for me, my work is done.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. All the best, yeah?
Thank you for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah.